We slept in a wet bed last night.
Whoa.
And it was Phil's fault.
No, it wasn't my fault.
It was completely your fault.
It was the fault of science.
He had a domestic failure.
You're making it sound like I pissed the bed.
It's worse.
It's not worse. What could possibly be worse?
More upset.
Look, I got inspired to wash all of the bed sheets at midnight,
Do
right?
you have nothing but... Okay, firstly, when you were like, emergency, I had to wash the bedding at midnight, that's making it sound like we'd had an accident.
It was not an emergency. My parents are coming, so I was like, I'm going to wash the spare sheets, our sheets, put them all in together.
Spring cleaning vibe.
And there's something called a quick spin on the dryer. So I was like...
He thought it would be fine with a quick spin.
1 hour, it'll be done. Perfect timing.
And what did you find an hour later when you opened the dryer?
It made it wetter. Why was that an option? Fill it with
Because
more
you
water.
put 17 tons of fabric in it and it just turned into a sphere of pure liquid.
I know. So then we had to wait till 2 a.m. for the dryer to finish.
So I was like, no, beep, beep, beep. It'll just be a bit longer. Beep, 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 beep. Don't worry. And then I'm just trying to find things to do.
I know.
Sat raw dogging my algorithm at 2 a.m. That's bad for my mental health, Phill.
We could have watched a film. We could have put Avatar on.
I gave up. I was too tired. So then Phill said, don't worry, I think it's done now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make the bed. And then I got in it and I was like, this is soaking wet. It is still soaking wet.
You're exaggerating.
And he tried to gaslight me. He was like, Dan, it's not damp, it's cold. You know when you think that something's wet and it's not wet, it's just cold.
It was mildly damp.
Isn't it nice and refreshing? And I was so tired, I couldn't even fight. So I just went, yeah, maybe he's right. Maybe it's just cold.
Yeah.
And then I went to sleep. I woke up and I was soggen.
You were not soggen.
I was...
That's not even a word. Sodden. It was fine.
I wasn't even soggy. I was soggen.
It was
I was cold. I was shaking. I was clammy. I had pruny hands.
I liked it. It was kind of refreshing.
You liar. You're
like...
trying to cope with your absolute failure.
It was like being in the womb.
You're the worst trad hub ever. It was like being in the womb.
Trad
Stop
hub.
trying to spin this as a positive experience.
It's a deliberate thing. It was good. We could call it sack therapy.
Amniotic, I think he's referring
like
to.
Like a womb.
Okay, well, Dan and Phill needed to emergency wash their bed sheets. It was soaking. They gave each other sack therapy. Someone who is not paying attention watching this on the bus is absolutely terrified.
Well,
So apologise to me and apologise to them.
I think you should all try it. Damp beds for everyone.
Are you mogging me? What the hell is that?
What?
Phil's just sat there going...
I didn't
Did you not realise?
No.
For the listeners, Phill is pouting and he's sticking his jaw at me aggressively.
That's just my natural state.
Phil's like, hey, Dan, welcome to Hard Launch. Check the jaw.
I was actually giving my cheeks a little chew. Sometimes it's nice. My
That's
dentist
what we're doing. What?
sometimes says, why are you chewing your cheeks again? Because you can see all the bite marks in them.
You yearn to be a hamster.
I am a hamster at heart.
That's what this podcast is. I think we're situationship maxing right now.
What does that mean?
What do you mean, what does it mean? It completely makes sense.
Situationship.
Them watching this right now, fangooning.
What are you
That's what they're
talking about?
doing.
How are they fangooning?
If you need it to be explained,
Yeah.
then you're just not on my level.
You are in a weird mood today. Dan keeps spitting at me like a llama. I feel like you woke up on the wrong wet side of bed.
Well, no I had a horrible night's sleep and then Phil's just asking me to do things and I couldn't verbalize it. So Phill was like, can you do this thing? And I just, what did I do?
You said...
I went... To clarify, I didn't actually spit on him. I just made the noise.
But you can't do that to me, Dan.
Yeah, I was just walking around going...
I was like, Dan, maybe we should order some food for my parents. Oh, yeah. Thanks.
If I order a cardo, can you pick it up?
Enough of that.
Point your wagger back at yourself.
Wag.
I'm not in the mood to communicate, so I was just letting you know exactly how I
felt. Do you know
felt.
what will be putting you in a good mood?
What?
If we start the episode with, here's the thing.
Holy
I'm mixing up the rule books. I'm changing everything. Life will never be the same. K-flop. Young families attending K-pop tribute concert in Belfast didn't realise it's a whole genre outside of K-pop demon hunters.
Mummy, when are they gonna play Golden? Who the is Jenny? Why are they throwing ass?
Didn't open their eyes to an iconic amount of music.
You'd think, I mean, this is when their children became cool and yet they were clutching pearls. That is so sad.
K-pop stands for life, all of those 8-year-olds.
Apparently they were scared by the gyrating because they expected Netflix friendliness.
Oh, come on. I think the poster made some parents think it was K-pop demon hunters, so that was an issue. So
I understand it.
Lots of viral TikToks of mums complaining that this was not the K-pop they were expecting.
K-pop and the Odyssey should be ashamed of themselves.
I'd have been there having a great time.
Yeah.
I'd be like, play Sticker by NCT. Just me? Just me.
Just
okay.
you.
Yeah.
Here's a quote. When it hit the interval, I seen so many children crying and people leaving. Crying?
Get a fucking grip.
Don't cry.
Craft. Some taste for your children who just got awoken to culture.
Yes.
Next.
Christians against clankers.
Say it.
The Pope, it says the pop there. The Pope
You
urges
type it next time.
priests not to use AI to write their sermons.
We are cooked as a world. Like, I don't read the Bible. I can't be bothered. I got ChatGPT to generate some Bible slop.
They're not seriously generating Bible slop, are
Christ
they?
slop on a Sunday. Blah, blah, blah.
We should
Here's an M dash.
worship the data centers and waste all the water. That's what Jesus would want, because he can always make more out of his fingers. That's what they're saying.
Don't get me thinking about stuff like that.
What? Jesus
The bar
power.
is low for the Pope, but we'll take it. Okay.
Thank you, Pope American. What's he called?
Leo.
I saw that he signed a Pop Leo Pokemon card. That gives him 1 point in my eyes.
Yeah, you've still got minus 950, but you got +1 for Phill, thanks.
Pop Leo, because he's Pope Leo. Do you get it?
I get
You
it.
get it. Doppeldanger. Dan Howell's been spotted in the club.
Not me. I have a clone on the loose. Roll the tape.
Now, this looks so much like Dan in the club.
I'm freaking the fuck
I'm
out right
scared.
now.
If you ever...
Do you like that you got and fucking
And
Phill?
fucking Phill.
It's not just Dan Howell. It's from Dan and fucking Phill.
I like that you also appreciate it looks like you, because it really annoys me when someone obviously looked like someone and then they're just like, that doesn't look like me.
There's very few people in the world that I think look like me. That scared the out of me.
Yeah, if you ever die, I can just replace you with him.
There were lots of people going, is this straight Dan Howell?
They wouldn't
yeah,
notice.
We're not casting aspersions on this random stranger who deserves privacy, but the posture was giving normal.
We can't let you loose near a clone. We know all the stuff you've said about what you do with a clone.
Was the last thing I said that I would or kill?
Both.
No, and then panic choke.
Yes, that's what you
yes.
said.
Watch out.
I think they're in America, so they're probably safe.
For now.
And that's everything in the news this week.
Yeah, that...
And now to the weather with Dan.
Sun's out, guns out.
Whoa! 13 whole degrees today, everyone. I've never been so warm. It's great.
Well, I need it after the deep chill that I experienced after my hypothermic soggy night.
What is hypothermia?
Shut the up. Is this not a safe space where I can just speak freely without forming the thoughts in my head before I verbalize them?
Inventing diseases.
It's just because I know you so well that I don't need to try.
Oh, thank you.
You know when you're around people that are so performative because they're trying to impress?
Yeah.
I'm like the opposite of that. Like, I'm so past needing to impress Phill that I don't actively think before I speak. It just goes, bleh.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll speak in a normal volume while I'm downstairs and expect that I heard you because you think I'm in your brain.
I think it's rude of you to not just know what I need at any given time.
Just not be next to you.
Yeah, what's the point?
At all moments.
16 years, psychic connection. Let's do the game. 3, 2, 1.
Rat.
Pork.
Ooh. 3, 2, 1. McDonald's.
Caterpillar. Okay.
Oh, okay, we were not psychic today.
Wait.
3, 2, 1.
Cake.
Apple. 3, 2, 1. Pie.
Carrot.
Oh, right, it's not happening.
No,
It's not
no, one more.
Wait, okay. Carrot and pie.
3, 2, 1.
Rabbit.
Pumpkin.
No, right, it's over.
What the f***? We're cooked. Okay.
What's happening?
The Brits happened, actually.
Hello, Dan and Phill here on the Brits Red Carpet 2015. We're getting ready to pounce on some celebrities.
And how does that make you feel?
It gives me flashbacks to trying to interview celebrities that don't want to talk to me.
I need the suspense accent. I need the classic Dan and Phill YouTube. Don't. Yeah, for when something spooky happens.
It
Yeah.
gives me sweaty
Severe
memories
terror.
of waking up stressed.
If you don't know, the Brits is the British Grammys. So pop stars turn up to it and stuff. And me and Phill, for how many years?
4 years, I think.
Hosted the online global stream for it.
We were the official nominations event
Correspondent.
We sniffed around
did all
dressing
the red
rooms.
carpet interviews on behalf of the Brits.
We were
And it
this
was
close
What?
to Taylor Swift's dressing room.
Leave her alone.
We were in it.
Yeah, in a professional capacity. Not
No, we
in
just
a,
sniffed around. We were like, oh, it's open. Let's go film in it.
No, we didn't.
Okay. I mean, we did, but it was before she arrived.
Did we?
Yeah.
What?
There's a literal video of us doing it.
Okay, so this is Taylor Swift's actual dressing room. We can ask her on Twitter if it's okay after.
These jars are actually filled with Taylor's rare collection of snakes.
I
of the
have
podcast.
forgotten something because I think I committed a crime.
Right.
Wait, what?
We sniffed our candles.
And we recorded
Yes.
this. We went into Taylor Swift's dressing room and filmed
Yes.
ourselves sniffing her candles.
Yes. Before she arrived, we were like, what stuff she got for free? So we sniffed her candle.
Ooh, some matches and a scented candle. Do you reckon this is the candle that she requested?
Maybe. What's it smell like? Oh, it smells good.
This is an invasion of privacy.
It wasn't really, she'd not arrived yet. It's just like we were fluffing the pillows. I'm not saying, I think a candle is
Getting wet.
sniffable. Think of all the candles in a supermarket and how many noses have been inside that before your nose.
This is going to be Exhibit B in the weirdest Netflix true crime documentary in 4 years' time.
The Brits happened.
Are you trying to reset the whole thing as if we didn't talk about any of that?
It's like, let's go back. Let's go back. How does it make you feel?
Bolts of terror and anxiety. What I didn't realize is when me and Phill worked at the Brits, we did so much and it was stressful. Live hosting, the stakes were incredibly high.
Yeah.
And people relied on us to do everything creative.
We produced all of the games and came up with the games.
Yeah, normal TV host personality people, they just turn up, look nice, and then read off an auto cue. Me and Phill had to write the script. We had to come up with the games. We had to tell the editors how to make it funny.
That's because we were YouTube perfectionists and we were like, hang on, this doesn't make any sense.
We wanted to serve gold and they were giving us corn. And so we needed to do falcony.
We did some falcony.
And we did it 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
And then we just said,
this is enough.
Can't be living like this anymore.
It wasn't all bad though. Like some of the celebrities were cool.
Oh, we had fun.
Yeah?
Fun, stressful, hard work, as it all should be.
I got to caress a Brit Award with my hands.
Leave them alone.
Who was a nice person we interviewed?
Oh, wow, okay.
Come on,
Name a woman. Come on.
Charlie XCX was nice.
Yep. If a comet was about to destroy the Earth in 10 seconds, what would you do?
Kiss someone who was next to me. Fine. Yeah, if it happened right now, I'd kiss you because you're closest. And because you're really great.
I'm blushing now.
The Little Mix were always nice.
Name a Little Mix.
Jessie.
Yeah!
Yep, fine. Okay, you win this round.
My favourite one was Jade. Jade was really nice.
Because she always said you got cool shoes on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Always compliment someone's shoes. Yeah.
Always compliment someone's shoes, even if they're wearing the most decrepit stompers you've ever seen in your life.
Do you remember that we slightly offended James Corden by accident?
Yes, we had beef.
It wasn't
we did.
beef.
It was completely accidental.
Don't try and make a headline that's not a headline.
Dan and Phill had beef with James Corden.
No, we didn't have beef.
But we resolved it.
We did the live stream.
Yeah.
And we hadn't seen, because we had one on our phones,
we were asking people to tweet in messages so that we'd give them shouts out.
That James Corden had tweeted, hey lads,
I'm watching
the
from
show.
LA. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
The problem is that we didn't actually check the tweets we were going to read.
We were busy. We weren't sat there doom scrolling Twitter. There were people finding the funny tweets saying, Dan and Phill, read this one out.
And they gave us the tweets.
They didn't see James Corden's tweet.
No. So then when we saw him at the YouTube Awkward Musical Day, he was like, hey.
He walked right up to us.
You didn't read out my tweet at the Brit Awards.
He literally just went, why did you ignore me?
He didn't say it like, he was joking. He was joking. It was not... He was not being a diva.
No, we think he was joking and he was in good spirits about it.
He was in good spirits.
But he did want to know why we ignored him.
Yeah.
And we had to say
we didn't see
we were live on camera. I'm so sorry we missed your tweet.
There was also a moment where we were given this new producer and they came up with a game that made no sense whatsoever.
This person walked in and they were like, hey, Dan and Phill, I hear you make the games around here. Well, I'm fresh on the block and guess what? I'm the person that comes up with the celebrity interview formats now. So give this one a try.
And it was so bad.
It made no f***ing sense whatsoever.
They gave us these tiny musical instruments.
Here's the idea. Table. We've got a tambourine. We've got a flute.
I don't remember the band.
Yep.
But it was a band.
Up and coming indie band.
And they were like, you have to sing a lyric from a song, and then the band has got to pick up one of the instruments and then make up a new tune.
And someone's got to sing a lyric to invent a new thing. And we said, that game makes no sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
Not only is that so confusing, it's also not funny, and it's really creatively impossible for the musicians.
Like, even if we tried to play it now, I'm gonna swing from the...
Wait. Pringle can.
It's not a game.
That's not, We said, please don't make us do this.
Please don't. It doesn't work.
It's and he said, I'm in charge.
I'm in charge. You do the game. So we did the game. It was The band was like, that's the worst interview we'd ever had.
The band's like promoter rep was like, what is this chicken gig
what
that
is
I
this?
booked them? I'm in Dan and Phil's clown content basement making them jingle on a tambourine.
And then they refused to let it be shown on the internet.
Yeah,
so
whatever the you just recorded, that's not going out on social media.
Never work with these men again. And we were like, oh, I'm a man.
Yeah, we knew. No, Phill, no one's ever said this man. They go, the boys.
The boys.
The boys.
The boys.
Yep.
I'm sweating now.
Yeah,
I don't like thinking about that.
No, the pressure's too high.
Give me one more positive about the Brits.
Even when the fashion year was questionable, we served Funt.
We did serve Funt.
At the Brit events.
We were not written in a magazine like worst dressed.
We were, what do people say, like swaggiest men.
Swag man.
Sugarscape's top 10 hottest straight YouTubers.
Yes, because we were very straight. I wore plabs. Do you remember that? That was a good look.
You went crazy that year.
My
taking
DMs
fashion risks.
went wild.
Would you do it again ever?
No. Would you I wouldn't even want to go. I'm not a music artist. Why would I be at the Brits?
Oh, because we've got a legacy of being pop culture people there. If someone said, Dan and Phill, next year, do you want to come? We'll sit you at a table. No. You're afraid that Jack Whitehall's going to come up to you and say something mean.
He's not going to go to me.
He might. If it depends who you're sat next to, your blonde hair will make you stand out and go, oh, look who's here. It's Phill. It's Dan and f***ing Phill.
No.
Does that make you do a little nervous?
Wee.
Yeah.
A little wee has
strategic
emerged.
Yellow sweater. That's why you're doing it, yeah.
I don't think I suit yellow. I think I've come to that conclusion today. I don't suit yellow, brown, or pink. And you said you don't not suit it.
Phill was like, is yellow my colour? Be honest. How do I answer that?
You just said you don't not suit it.
How do I, as a supportive partner, respond to that?
What you say is you look lovely. But what you said is you don't not suit it. That's not very encouraging.
No. What I said was, yellow isn't your colour, but it's not your colour.
Okay.
What I meant is blue is your colour.
Blue is my colour.
Blue is your colour. Yellow is not your colour, but it's not your colour.
Yeah.
Blue is your colour.
Should we get one of those?
Yellow is a colour.
Colour analyses.
Yeah.
You would be gold, I would be silver. I did it. We don't need to go pay for it now.
Boom. There you go. Save £10,000 on a flight to Singapore.
Winter, spring.
But I'm so crunchy.
Gloom.
Yeah.
You are the 5th season of gloom.
Oh dear. But doesn't that just make you feel grateful to be inside, not at events?
Yes.
Although apparently we need to do more.
Why?
To send a photographer to replace our Wikipedia photos.
Bloody hell. Do you know what I've decided?
Should have gone to the Brits.
I'm just going to submit a photo of us, and I don't care if we'll get put in some kind of chlamydia commercial. It's worth it to have a different Wikipedia photo.
Dan and Phil's damp sheets.
There we go.
Don't worry, it's sack therapy approved.
That'll go on our billboard.
Ew.
No? Philboard.
Dan and f***ing Phill board.
There we go. Yeah, we've been hanging out with some peeps. Again,
Thankfully, we're done.
It's not new friends again. We don't have that many friends.
No, we've got like 4, and we've just seen them all back to back, and I want them all to leave me alone now.
What I didn't realise about becoming an adult is people still fall out with each other, which is wild. You'd think at school...
Such a teen thing.
At school, people are like, oh, I'm not talking to Claire.
Stacey isn't talking to Jeremy anymore.
Oh, I can't go because Susan's there. That still happens now. When people are in their 30s.
It's so weird.
So there's a friend group that's not our friends, but they're friends with us. And they're like, it's all divided now.
And it's our responsibility to spill their tea on our male podcast.
Half of us don't like Susan, so half of us don't go to the Susan events, and then half of us have got to go to the ones where Susan is. It's like, what's Susan done?
Does this happen anymore?
It does happen.
How old are these people?
People at work as well.
Can people not communicate?
They're like, we couldn't sit at that table.
That side of the office has got beef with that.
Yeah.
Because they didn't like what Jeremy did to Claire. Yeah, I know.
I don't fall out with people.
Well, you don't know that many people. You fall out with me quite a lot. Over damp sheets.
In life, I know one person didn't like me very much. And I was like, hey, do you want to hang out? And they ghosted me twice.
Get f***ing wrecked. Was this 25 years ago?
Yeah, and it still annoys me.
I wanted to trade you my Blastoise.
It wasn't that long ago.
Okay. I do think that people just need better conflict resolution skills, though.
I can therapize anyone. I can fix it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what would you say?
I would say...
Pick a side.
Look.
Pick that one person, exile them from the group.
We all want to go to Marbella. Susan cannot be the reason that half of us are not coming. Can we just sit down and talk about...
And kill her.
What?
Dispose the body.
We're not killing her and disposing the body, Dan.
Solve the problem.
We're going to talk about what the
water slide incident in Marbella.
The core root of the issue is.
Well, this is the thing. Not here.
Yeah.
This is
the thing.
Not here. This is the thing.
Yeah.
If your friends fall out, do you have to pick a side? What is being a good friend?
I think it's about who you're closer to. And I don't...
Yeah.
I think it's all about how bad the situation is. So
if it's low stakes, it really doesn't matter. Get over it.
No.
I do think, however,
Oh, an opinion is forming.
If a friend has done something bad, being a good friend is helping your friend to be a good person and do the right thing.
Yes.
So do you have to hate the people your friends hate? Sometimes yes, if it's easy. However, if your friend has done something wrong,
you have to
then for your friend's peace spiritually, sometimes you need to say, Claire, you didn't need to eat their miniature schnauzer. That was f***ed up.
No one's eating a miniature schnauzer.
Well, if they did, then you can't just be Team Claire, can you?
Well, they'd be in prison.
You still have to snitch, Phil.
Yeah.
Are you willing to snitch on Claire?
Yes. If someone's eaten a dog...
Coughing up hairballs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's also strange when you see someone and they've got plans every day.
Performative.
I can't handle that.
What are they hiding?
How are they doing that?
We had a plan last week. I have not recovered.
Imagine having 3 plans.
Where are you going? I'm going to this, then I'm going to this, when I'm going to this. I'm doing something next Wednesday, and I'm already exhausted.
My ears are ringing at the thought of it.
Are they talking about you?
No, it's just like the stress of like, oh, well, you know, it's happening. That's very introverted, though. I think that's an issue.
I do think Dan and Phil are significantly more introverted than 99% of people.
Yeah.
I think we take a calendar week to recover from any friend event.
Which I think is bad.
Some people get their energy from stuff.
I'm jealous of that, though.
People do not give us life; they take the life away.
I want to get a bit. I want to get a bit of that energy back. You know what I mean? I think when we go on tour, we switch into a different persona, though, because we've got to be on all the time.
We adapt. So what you're saying is actually maybe human beings and we can be extroverted, but because of our toxic codependent lifestyle, we reinforce each other's negative habits into being shut-ins.
Yes.
Cool.
That's what's happening. We should say at least 2 plans a week going forward. Otherwise,
I plan to play video games all day with my online friends on Saturday.
That's okay. You can do that. I feel like I've got to look after Dan like a pet or a plant when he is playing with these people online.
See, I have a group of friends, the boys.
The lads.
I don't know them. We're all faceless Europeans on a Discord group that I met in an MMO.
I love that.
And we play games together.
But you get so into it, you don't drink. So I've got to come in and be like, Dan, have you drunk water yet? Do you want like me to
Phil
hold it?
like
hold
opens
it
the
up
door
to you?
and he's like, can I safely come in?
Yeah.
Just here's a pint of Ribena.
Just drink it.
You brought me 2 Taki Fuegos
I did.
and a Ribena, and then you just left.
I heard you choking on them straight away as
Yeah,
well.
because Taki Fuegos are f***ing crazy.
You're like,
guys.
we're trying to get through the door. You're like, bah. What's he choking on?
It is weird. One of them doesn't even know my real name. How refreshing is that for me?
Maybe
I
they
have
will
found
now.
such a group of terminally offline straight boys
That is...
that they don't give a f*** about Dan and f***ing Phil.
Yeah.
Like, most people we know are like, I don't like your strange, gay, whimsical energy, but I'm interested in the spectacle of it.
They are.
One of these people calls me Gabriel.
Gabriel?
Because of a character that I had in an MMO once 10 years ago.
Yeah. They're not even judging you for your username being Omega Furry either. No, it's Dinah's Not on Fire.
It's Dallas Not on Fire unless someone has taken it, because people think that's very funny, don't they?
Yeah.
Me trying to sign up for Roblox. Who the f*** is walking around role-playing with people as Dallas Not on Fire on Roblox? You're going to get me put on a list.
I think so.
Do you know what he's called?
What?
Cypher.
Cypher? Oh! He's a hacker.
Do you miss being able to hide behind a pseudonym? Snow Dude.
I liked that. I quite like being anonymous on the internet. And I will say I have had some anonymous accounts in my day.
You cannot just casually say that, Phil.
I'm not like in my own...
That is wild.
No, I'm not sneaking into my own fandom. I'm just like...
I don't want to see that shit.
Doing my own thing on different websites.
Phil had
You'll
a
never
Twitter
know.
account where I don't remember why you started it, but
Yeah.
you posted one random tweet on this burner account and it
Yes.
went like mildly viral. And then for a couple of months, Phil just started like tweeting hot takes.
I just like that.
And
that
he started
was fun.
like getting some engagement until one day you just freaked out and were like, I gotta close this down.
Oh, that's because I accidentally tweeted like new amazing Phill video on the wrong account. I was like, no.
Phil, you can't just say that.
Stop it. Hot takes. You're making it sound like I'm saying
No, the
spicy
takes
stuff.
weren't hot. Phil
They
was
weren't.
like, here's something about fish keeping, relatable for all my aquarium girlies.
Yeah, that was the kind of thing.
Yeah, a creative outlet, a safe space where people aren't going to judge you for having to finally craft a comedy tweet.
I felt a lot of pressure in the day when Twitter was big to say something funny every single time. This was just my way of like releasing random thoughts without being like,
Going back to your improv era.
it's got to be funny. Maybe we're going to make a new secret account.
On what website? People need to know so they can start hunting.
Instagram. Just look out for my cheeks. They're already out there.
Yeah, when Pale Globes 23 comes out, you'll be like, Ain't no one got this complexion. We know exactly who that is.
I hear they're cracking down on the crack, though, on Instagram.
Oh, no. I can't say vagina on TikTok either.
That Traitors guy does naked headstands. They keep removing his bum. Not that I look at that.
You can't look at things. Your eyes don't work.
Yes,
I
know.
Phill went to the clinic for that. Not chlamydia.
I went to the
Dry
chlamydia
eyes.
eye clinic and they turned my eyelids inside out, which was horrible.
No one needs to do that to check anything.
She was like, just going to give them a little invert.
You can't casually invert anything.
No, it was horrible.
And what did they say? Your eyes were dry because you needed to...
Express my glands. Like a beaver.
He means his
eye
eyelid.
glands. Just got to like do some of this. Do you want to do it for me? Express my gland.
Richard!
She's bloody here.
Oh, God. Right, your turn this week.
All right.
I don't give a damn about the graph. Grafe fines.
Give us a good one.
Oh, I heard it roll. I heard it pop.
It's a yellow ball.
Thanks, Richard. It's Phil's colour. Yellow.
Everyone agreed with me, by the way. It's yellow. Here we go. Crack.
I don't care. Fight me.
Ironing.
Oh.
Millennials and Gen Z have killed ironing.
Killed the diamond industry. Killed the iron industry.
I don't know anyone that irons or has an iron.
I have friends that have either got handheld steamers, which is the way. If you need to uncrease your dress, your shirt, your whatever, nice. Handheld steamer.
Yes, I like
need to be careful, might burn you.
I like a steamer. I don't know how to use an iron.
A lot of people just go, sorry, I don't have a steamer. I just don't iron things. I'm just f***ing crinkled.
Do you know what you should do?
What?
A wetter wash than usual. Get your damp sheets.
Is this what you were trying to do, her?
When you hang it up, it dries without the creases.
And then in 19 and a half years, your t-shirt will be, bro, just get a f***ing steamer.
Or you can buy that spray that's like
starchy
anti-crease spray and stretch it out.
Yeah, but you got one that was aggressively scented and smelt like a bioweapon of cherry blossom fakery.
How much would I have to pay you to drink the water from a hotel iron? £20.
No. That is going to be lime scaly.
It'll be lime scaly.
You don't like swimming in lakes because there might be an ancient amoeba in it that'll swim into your urethra.
There's a whole ass life force in there.
Exactly.
I'd do it for £100.
Like a drop or down the whole iron?
Drink the iron.
You are in a regional Holiday Inn Express in Missouri on tour.
Yeah.
You open the cupboard. The iron's covered in dust. It's full of water. Drink the whole thing, £100.
No, I feel like you're going to get a literal disease from that.
£1,000.
You're going to get Legionnaire's disease.
At £10,000, you have a moral obligation to do it.
I would drink the iron at £10,000.
Exactly.
And then I would open the minibar and drink all the vodka to like kill the microbes.
Easy money.
I'd do it for £1,000. I'd do it for 200.
Okay, I feel like we made the point.
Has anyone got an iron?
Retroactively getting your
Let me drink the iron.
Your freak on there. Nah, I'm a bit scared to be honest.
I feel like I iron creases into things more whenever I've used one in a hotel. I don't know how to do it.
You burn yourself. You forget to put them on. You got to get out the fucking ironing board.
Yeah.
What is that about?
It's just not necessary.
Get out of here.
No.
No.
My mum irons pants. I'm like, do we really even need to iron my boxer shorts, Mum?
So is this you living an epic rebellion of your mum's lifestyle just by being a damp, uncreased freak?
Yes.
Yep, okay.
Also in a hotel, I heard there's a hack.
Yeah.
You can cook things on the iron.
Don't do that.
Don't
do that. They don't wash anything. Nothing's washed.
No.
You know what Heated Rivalry guys did to those throw cushions?
Yeah, I once
You
made-
don't know what someone did to the iron.
I made a Instagram story that was like, here's a hack. If your toast arrives cold, use the hairdryer on it. And I got so many people being like, that is full of skin.
It's full of people's scalp skin. Don't do it.
So apparently that was a bad take. I never even did it. I just thought it'd be funny content.
Yeah. No, I'm scared now. Can we get a third in? Let's listen to some hot takes from the listeners so that we avoid steaming each other emotionally.
Take it away, lads.
Hi, I'm Cal from
Hi.
Massachusetts in
Hello.
the United States, and I want to hard launch that Ribena tastes really good in
Hey.
White Claw,
What?
specifically the blackberry flavor.
What are we doing
Have
here?
you invented a whole new thing? Wait, we've got it.
What is
This
happening?
This is a surprise.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, let's do it.
All right, let's go. Okay, we have Black Cherry White Claw available in the UK here, and
Yes.
Ribena.
I've never had a White Claw.
We will never say a bad word about you.
Yes.
Where is the sponsorship?
Oh, it's the seltzer.
Yeah.
Drink responsibly, everyone.
Hard Mondays with Dan and Phill.
Cal, we're going to try your drink.
There's no way to open Ribena without it going everywhere.
It sprays me in the face whenever I do
This
it.
is the prank, right?
Yeah, get sprayed.
For the listeners, I'm sticking my finger in the golden rim of... Oh, my
Just pull
God.
it. Pull it. Pull it.
Wait, I'm just going to point it towards Phill.
I
There we
did get
go.
a bit sprayed in the face then.
That was good ASMR, though, wasn't it?
Right. Glug her in.
We're doing this for science. Right, Ribena ratio.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
So we're going to dilute the Ribena with the White Claw.
For the Americans that want to try the Dan and Phill experience, you have to dilute Ribena. You do not drink the raw cordial unless
No.
you want to get high as a kite. Here we go.
We're mixing. Okay, I'm going to give you my real reaction to this.
There's no way that this isn't going to be f***ing epic. Here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers, bitch.
Ooh. Oh. That's good. No, it works. Cal, I see what you're cooking.
Cal, you fruity little thing.
It's like a mixed berry flavour we've got now.
And you know what this has completely done?
What?
Eradicated the knowledge that this is an alcoholic beverage.
Dangerous.
There is nothing responsible about this. The syrup has taken it, hidden it. This is now just a gay little Dr. Pepper type thing. 5 of these. That's summer. If White Claw want to sponsor us, we enjoy
They've had enough promo now.
White Claw Wednesdays. Move the pod
Yeah.
to Wednesdays. F***ing hell, we should have opened with this.
Yeah.
For the listeners, describe it, Phill.
Fizzy.
Yeah.
Berry.
Fruity.
A little bit of an alcohol kick. I can tell it's like a cocktail now.
With that thick, doubled down berry goodness.
I would put maybe more Ribena in it if I was going to be
You
really
naughty bitch.
really slutty.
Taking you back to your student days. What was a
Yeah.
cheeky Vimto?
Cheeky Vimto, treble vodka Vimto I used to have. Drink responsibly, kids.
And what did you get in your English language and linguistics degree?
Let's do the next one.
Hi, Dan and Phill.
Hi.
I'm Cara.
And I'm Taylor, and we would like to hard launch that this is our second take, and recording a hard
Oh.
launch is a humiliation ritual.
We were going to promote antisocial behaviour, but we are so antisocial to ourselves, we got too embarrassed to listen to our own voices. We refused to listen to this one.
How do you do this as your job?
That is true.
This is a universal experience.
Everyone hates listening to their voice or looking at their face.
Witnessing
on
a
camera.
recording of yourself is a disgusting existential horror experience.
Yes. And whenever I edit a video, I'm like, I'm very annoying.
Imagine being 2009 Dan Howell, having to realise that I sound like f***ing Winnie the Pooh. I thought I was cool and normal, and then I am talking like this all the time.
Hi.
I sound nothing like this in real life, by the way.
It never gets better. You just
Yeah,
kind
what
of
you're
accept
looking at
it.
right now is 16 years of self-bullying about how we're perceived. This is the completely rounded off corners of self-perception.
What you have to remember is we're all going to turn to dust eventually, so you might as well have a good time in life. Next.
Hi, I'm Lena. I'm from Los Angeles,
What's
and
up,
I live on
Lena
the
from LA?
second floor of my building. And I want to hard launch that every time I'm in the elevator
Yep.
with someone going to a floor higher than mine, I fake a small limp when I get out.
Oh my God.
Not the Dan Howell certified lion limp.
They do a micro Dan every day.
Have fun on the second floor.
I feel like second floor's fine to get the lift. You're all right. First floor people.
If you do that every day with all of your neighbours, you're not faking a temporary... That's like a permanent injury story.
You could just be like, the dog keeps biting my leg.
Free
So it just won't stop.
And I'm hobbling because
Yes.
of the dog. Raw dog it. Live your life. Say to people, yeah, I'm lazy. And what? I
When
need
we-
to save these legs for something I'm doing inside.
When we used to live on the 14th floor, I was like, I'm going to walk up this every day, 28 flights of stairs. I did it once and I almost had a heart attack on floor 7.
Be gentle with yourself, Phil.
Next.
No
Hey Dan
judgment
and
here.
Phill, my name is Ro, I'm from
Hi.
New Zealand, and my hard launch is creating a Grindr account purely to vote for the Gamer of the Year awards.
Yes.
And getting so many
Thank you.
messages, I create a not safe for work Twitter to sell content. So thanks for funding my top surgery, I guess.
Oh!
Okay.
Whoa! We got your whole ass career.
Dan and Phil's business scheme. We should sell classes on that.
Yeah.
Vote for Dan and Phil and then become the real you.
You'll get all those grinder messages.
Blonk. No, Phil, it's Blonk.
Blum. Blum.
Phil wouldn't know.
I would know. I'm on there now.
What?
Look, I've had a White Claw and I'm feeling
Phil's had 3 sips of his 5% alcohol.
And
he's letting it all loose.
Ready for the third.
What else do you think about James Corden?
Stop it. The door's
Tell
open.
him about the after party in 2016.
The door's open, lads.
Yeah. Whose
Next.
candle did you sniff? There's no other next,
Oh.
Phil. That's it.
I want more.
You're just having fun now, aren't you?
More. No, I will have more fun at the after party where we'll finish these White Claw Ribenas.
And maybe a single thought.
We need to call it something.
The purple claw. That sounds like
that's weird.
A disease. Yeah.
He did the purple claw last night. Did you like it?
Who is asking that question? The person in the cuck chair?
The person in my head. My inner thought.
No more White Claw for Phil. Okay, I'm just gonna...
Ribe Claw.
Wow, that's so much better.
Clawbina.
Clawbina, I hardly knew her.
Yeah, there we go.
But wait,
before we
don't
leave,
go.
Don't
we did.
go. We're gonna go away.
Dan and Phil. Don't say that. They've got trauma from the hiatus that happened.
Sorry. Okay, no, we're going away
Dan and Phil can't joke about that.
We're going on holiday for a week.
The prophesized holiday is happening now.
And there is not going to be a why Dan and Phil nearly died video afterwards. It's going to be chill.
What there is going to be...
Touch wood.
...is no... Good luck touching wood here. Touch your own noggin, mister. There's not going to be a podcast episode next week because we're going to be busy cultivating our next How We Nearly Died on Holiday story.
Stop it. It's not going to happen.
We'll see.
We'll see. So we'll see you back on the 23rd.
Where Phil will be looking as pink as this back wall.
I'm going to be tanned. I'm going to be tanned with an 8-pack after this holiday.
And a missing leg from the shark.
No. So if you want to join us at the after show, come to patreon.com/Dan and Phil, where we're going to be getting more lit.
Finishing that, see what happens. And thank you for joining us on this wet and wild, damp, hard Monday.
Cheers. Have a lovely week.
And we'll see you next time.